Hey, another day, another Heath Schroyer show up. What do you know? How exciting is that? Jim Gazzola, Heath Schroyer, Poke Nation, this is it, bye week.
Bye week. Comes at a good time.
Comes at a really good time. We won't get into too much about that, but 0-6, not where you expected to be.
No, 100%. It's, did not expect this start, and really, truth be told, it's unacceptable of how we're playing right now. And we need to get it fixed, and we need to get it fixed ASAP.
So after that, you get 2 home games. Incarnate Word, the best team in the league.
For sure. Yep.
And then homecoming, where it will be, I think, your 5th game, possibly, of 2 winless teams going into the game. So there is some opportunity in the back end to try to turn it around a little bit. You want to see just improvement, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, look, we obviously, things have not went the way we expected them to go. Coach and I have had very, frank conversations about that. But at the same point in time that, there's still a process that needs to get played out, and we're doing the right things. It just hasn't showed up on the scoreboard yet. There's a lot of positive things within the program, but make no mistake about it. Look, Division I athletics is about really one thing and one thing only right now, which drives it, and that's finances and that's money. When would we have ever thought that Cal and Stanford would join the ACC, right? I was at a conference last week in Charlotte with ADs across the country, and it was really simple, and that's what they talked about. It's Division I athletics is a business, and you have to treat it as such, and so we have to win football games. It's that simple, and we got to figure out how to do that.
I want to ask you a strange thing going on at the University of Houston, because we talk about that. They did not get 5,000 people. Now, they're a Big 12 school.
Yeah.
They did not get 5,000 people roughly for the Sam Houston State game. The tickets now online last night were as low as $1.
It's amazing.
For their next game against West Virginia, an undefeated team in the conference.
Yeah.
That's not all the tickets, but that is a $1 ticket available. Is that a concern when you see that maybe the fact that so many games are on TV, people don't want to go?
I mean, it's a concern. I mean, we talked about that a lot, in Charlotte last week, at the AD Summit, is that, it's but at the end of the day, the TV revenue is what is driving everything.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, like you said, people can sit home and flip through the channels and watch 10 different games. So it does, there's a positive to it, and obviously there's a downside to it. So trying to find that balance, is something that every athletic director across the country right now is trying to figure out how to do.
Tonight, or on Wednesday night, Conference USA will play 3 games, I think, 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
You have games on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night this week of college football.
Right.
If you're going to line up in one of those conferences eventually, you'll be playing on one of those nights quite a bit, I would imagine, to get TV eyes on you. Do you like that, or do you like the Saturday? Because now you're playing TV against your crowd.
Personally, I think that it is, and I've had these conversations with Chris in the Southland. Personally, I think you have to play at any point in time, midnight, 6 a.m. To get on ESPN, because it's bigger than just that crowd for that game. We've all been there, but sitting at an Applebee's or sitting at a hotel bar somewhere, and all of a sudden, a Lafayette game comes on TV, and it's a Wednesday or Thursday night. Well, the people watching that, it helps with the branding. It helps with driving revenue. You just can't put a price tag on being on linear TV.
Well, that's the reason. One of the reasons why basketball is going to Monday night is to get at least more chances to be on highlight reels, more chances to get exposure, more chances. You got to see that as a positive.
Oh, I think that move is a huge move in the right direction for basketball in our league. I think that hey, look, at the end of the day, Corpus Christi going to the NCAA tournament and winning a game, it's revenue for, obviously, a lot of revenue for Corpus Christi, but it's revenue for the entire league. And the ability to go to the NCAA tournament and the ability to have an opportunity to win games in the NCAA tournament changes everything in an athletic department. You can't there's nothing you can do to make more money for your athletic department than win and go to the NCAA tournament and obviously win a game or two in the NCAA tournament.
Well, it sells T-shirts. It's a perfect opportunity. Besides that, I think a bowl game probably is as much as anything, but those are the two things where you can actually sell your university to places that people have never heard it and say, hey, where is this school? What is this school about? And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you got people coming on.
Well, I mean, look, there's studies, multiple studies out there. You can Google it. I mean, what is the admissions percentage that go up after applications go up after you go to the NCAA tournament? I mean, there's studies done by it. I mean, it's, when Fairleigh Dickinson made their run and got to the Sweet 16, their internet went down because of the people searching
for what it is.
For their applications to admissions. I mean, the NCAA tournament and being in that weekend, it's just, you can't buy that kind of publicity and branding.
When we come back on Poke Nation, we'll have our guest, Logan the Ticketmaster. We're going to name him the Ticketmaster.
That's right.
After this on Poke Nation.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here you go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us.
Get it done. Tell me how the day unfolds. Traffic fast or traffic slow. The feeling is so fine, I gotta say. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I go. Whoa, go. Everywhere I go.
When you're knocked down, sometimes it might take a little longer to get back up again. But even still, know that you will. To the problem solvers, those who knocked the dust off and started over, we're glad you're still here. We're thankful we're all still here. Since 1907, we've been your Louisiana bank, your community bank. And together, we're getting back closer to normal every day. It's our heritage. It's who we are. And that's what makes Evangeline, well, Evangeline.
At Lakeside Bank, we specialize in stress-free banking services. Now you can stress less with our Great Escape Spa giveaway. One winner a month can unwind with a relaxing spa package from Scarborough's Salon and Day Spa. Then, in December, we'll give away a luxurious relaxation trip for two to Miraval Resort in Arizona. Now that's stress-free. Register today at any Lakeside banking location. Stress less at Lakeside Bank.
Welcome back to Poke Nation. We have our soon-to-be third host. No, I'm just kidding. Logan, nice to have you back, my friend.
If that's the case, why do you make him wear a jacket?
I'm sorry?
If that's the case, why doesn't he have to wear a jacket?
I didn't get the memo.
You didn't get the memo, yeah. But hey, Logan, welcome back to Poke Nation.
Thank you.
So listen, obviously it's a busy time because, we're in the middle of football season. We're selling basketball tickets, but we also have a really interesting baseball game coming in November. Talk a little bit first about the baseball game in November.
Yep, so we're hosting the defending national champions LSU for the first time in a few years here at Joe Miller Ballpark. It's a fall scrimmage. It's going to probably run 16 or 18 innings. Tickets are only $5. They went on sale yesterday, and that was probably the busiest day in the ticket office I've had since I've started here. I think we sold around 2,000 tickets yesterday. Awesome. We only have a few hundred left before we're completely sold out, so make sure to come grit them. But it's a pretty exciting thing. I mean, I'm excited to see the ballpark completely full, and hopefully people enjoy it.
Well, I mean, it helps when you bring the national champions into town, right?
Oh, yeah.
You gonna dome the thing in case it's a cold day?
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll have standing room only.
No, but it's $5 a ticket, right?
Yep.
But the thing is, it gives you an opportunity to expose your stadium and the way you do baseball to so many new people it's an opportunity to sell for the spring, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And I think especially after our stadium's gotten the reconstruction done after the hurricane, it's gotten the new press box, it's gotten the new overhang to protect the fans from the sun. It's a great way to, show a bunch of visiting fans what we're about and see our beautiful field too, all the turf and everything. It looks amazing on game time. So I really hope it brings a lot of new fans here.
I'm surprised Heath hasn't made you clear it out after 9 innings and bring in 2,000 new people.
That's actually kind of a good idea. We have to talk about that.
So
Have 2 games.
Let's talk about this too.
Yep.
And we started something in basketball this year that is new. And obviously, all the Platinum Club tickets are sold. All of the suites are sold. All of the courtside are sold.
Yep.
But we obviously have season tickets still left.
Correct.
And we started with the Legacy 500. Talk a little bit, tell Polk Nation about that. And, how do they purchase a season ticket? What do they get if they become one of the first 500 to buy a ticket, et cetera?
Yep, so we've never had 500 season ticket holders for general admission capacity before in basketball. So we're starting this new campaign called the Legacy 500, like you mentioned, where if you buy a season ticket, it's only $125, and that gets you men's and women's tickets for all of our home games. You get an exclusive T-shirt to basically cement your legacies, what our tagline is, as part of the first 500 season ticket holders we've ever had. And I think at this price point, to come to a Division I game, especially with Coach Wade here and Coach Kennedy, I think it's a steal. Like, you can't beat that price to be able to, enjoy all the games here. Hopefully a few sold out ones too. So it's a great thing.
And then the neat thing is it's the first 500, and obviously you get a T-shirt and all that, but there's not a lot left of the 500. So if you're out there and you're interested in basketball and you want to come and watch the start of the Will Wade era, get your tickets now, get a T-shirt, and become really part of the legacy that we're going to build here in basketball.
Yep, for sure. And the best way to get a ticket would be to call our ticket office, come in person. We also sell them online on McNeesports.com. Tons of different ways for you to buy tickets. So if you're not in town here, you can still buy one. We have a lot of new fans from Baton Rouge that are coming over that we're stealing from LSU. So they can just go online and buy them and be ready for game day.
That's the interesting thing is that this is no longer just a local. This is now more of a regional basketball team. But with that in mind, you're looking at a couple of really big games before the league starts. Southern Miss is coming here. UL is coming here, which everybody's talking about. For those games, you could still buy game tickets, right?
Correct. The single game tickets went on sale last week. You can buy them right now for all of our home games, conference included. There's UL tickets as well as the UT Martin and the Southern Miss games. I feel like those are our 3 kind of heavy hitters for the fall. Yeah. They're all on sale now. So go ahead and go get those before it sells out, because when Coach Wade comes back, it's going to be rocking in here. So.
And the interesting thing for you is now that's the first time I think you've brought 3 teams like that dynamic into the building at one year. What does that mean for scheduling? Well,
we wanted to upgrade our schedule, and the year before we went on the road, and a lot of it because the facility wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
So we went on the road to UT Martin. We went on the road to UL and obviously to Southern Miss to get those teams to come back. And that's a conversation that Coach Wade and I have talked about, is continuing to upgrade the schedule, even if it's a 2-for-1 opportunity where we go to an SEC school twice, but we get them back once. Things like that we need to really think about, especially with where, right now this basketball program is better than it's been in a long, long time. Not that preseason things matter, but where we are in the mid-major top 25 and those things.
You're in the mid-major top 25.
We are. So we need to be able to, our schedule needs to be, indicative of the success that we're hoping to have.
But one thing for Logan, when you're selling that, you're trying to sell more than just Will Wade, though.
Of course.
Because you're trying to sell the program in general. But obviously, Will Wade's giving you the attention and the platform.
It helps a little for sure. Yep. We, I think having him be kind of that catalyst for people to come and buy tickets definitely helps. But we're trying to sell the experience in general here, right? I mean, we have a great women's basketball team as well that you get tickets to. That I think it's really important, to fill the stands up for those. And it's just a great thing to be a part of, and Coach Wade's helping with that for sure.
When we come back from Logan, we're going to talk about the tournament here and tickets for that after this on Polk Nation.
Serving the community of Southwest Louisiana since 1954 and a loyal supporter of McNeese State University for over 30 years, Southwest Beverage has provided scholarships to students, supported athletic programs, and sponsored the Banners series since its inception. We pride ourselves on being the premier beverage supplier in Southwest Louisiana, offering an extensive portfolio of beer, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverages. We're Southwest Beverage, and we want to say thank you for your support.
Are you looking for high quality and affordable furniture but don't know where to look? Hi, I'm Justin Guidry, owner of Guidry's Warehouse Furniture, where you can get all the brands you know and love. Where you can buy home furniture that complements your style. Where we have lots of financing options, including no credit needed financing.
Where we deliver.
Stop by Guidry's Warehouse Furniture.
Where we make your house a home.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier, Greg Brooks,
Kyron Lacy. Whether on the field, in the community, or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team, make a difference. Bet. Let's get it done.
We're back with the McNeese Ticketmaster, Logan. How's that for you?
That's a pretty good title, yeah. That's a new one.
Give him his own title like that, McNeese Ticketmaster.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, I've said this many times about Logan on the air, on the record, and obviously off the record, but this guy is a rock star. And he continues to get elevated every year. He is a game changer in this department. We're lucky to have him.
Well, you gave him something to work with in basketball this year. You gave him right?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Makes me look good.
But here's the thing that people don't really realize is that the amount of time that, it's not just sitting in a ticket office, right? Like, Logan's out there making calls and his staff is making calls and going out and delivering tickets. The interaction that he has on a daily basis with our donors, our ticket holders, and our community. I mean, you just can't put a price tag on the relationships he's built and what he's done to help brand.
He's personalized.
Absolutely, and help transcend our department. I mean, look, I've said this before, and that the athletic department is the front porch of the institution. Okay, no question about it. All the marketing, et cetera, really is the athletic department. The driveway of the athletic department is a ticket office. It's like you can't get to the house before you get to the driveway. So that driveway needs to be important. It needs to be clean. It needs to be ready to go. And there's people that come to the ticket office that never have another interaction with McNeese State University. So that interaction in a ticket office is, you can't put a price tag on the importance of it, and he takes that job very, very seriously, and it's why our department is where it's at.
So what's the mailbox?
That's where you send your ticket. That's where you send the check for your tickets.
One of the questions I get is, if I'm a season ticket holder, what does that do for me when it comes to tournament time? It doesn't get you a ticket for the tournament, but it gets you an opportunity to get it?
Yep, so with our season tickets, it doesn't include postseason tickets. It's a separate event, so it's ran by the conference, right? So it is kind of separate. We can't include that with the package, but like you said, you do, as a season ticket holder, whether it's Platinum Club or General Admission, courtside, those types of things, you get first right to your seats before they go publicly on sale, right? So we give probably usually a week for our season ticket holders to give us a call and reserve their same seats if they are in the Platinum Club or courtside, and also the suites. And if they're General Admission, just to be able to reserve a ticket, especially for this year, where we'll probably have a few games that are sold out if we make it all the way to the end.
I would think so.
Oh, yeah.
Now, last year, not a lot of marketing by the conference went into the tournament. But this year they've said they're going to upgrade. They had the basketball media day in the area, and that. Are you seeing that the conference is doing more?
For sure. They've worked with us a lot. They've had a lot more pre-meetings before the tournament comes. A lot more fall meetings. We actually have one tomorrow where they're coming here to walk around our facilities. They have a bunch of new people that are on staff that are really excited to get to work and help us market this to the entire Calcasieu Parish area and hopefully beyond as well.
Yeah, because that is an opportunity for you to really sell not only here but on ESPN.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And I think too, now that the tournament's going to be here for the next 6 years, which you can't put a price tag on the economic impact that's going to have for this community. Yeah. But now that it's going to be here for a while, I think it's going to be easier to market to our community. Something that it's a yearly thing, like, okay, the Southland's here and the tournament's here, ESPN's here, and hopefully that will help sell the place out and market it. And the league and we didn't do a very good job of that last year. But at least now that they recognize that and they're starting early this year, and then we're going to obviously continue to do that the next 5 years.
Well, a part of that was last year they didn't really personalize the teams that were coming in, so that it was just they've got to do a better job, in my opinion, of kind of introducing the league to the area as well, because they don't. This isn't the SEC where everybody on TV and that. Right. You've got to kind of sell the athletes that are coming in to make sure there's interest for people to come in.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So. I think having the conference get here just as early as they are allows them to get a lot of content around the area, which we can push out and show our beautiful Legacy Center here, show the town as well, and hopefully that'll start attracting more people to want to come to the area and come watch us play. Not just us, like you said, all the other schools in the conference too are taking part here, and another school in our conference won the tournament last year, and it's a bunch of people that are coming here from different teams that we want to experience it.
And what about baseball and softball tickets? When do they go on sale?
So they'll go on sale season tickets for that around December probably. December, January is what we're looking like. Kind of in the middle of basketball season is when we start. And with softball being defending champions and baseball historically being very great as well the last few years, it should be a pretty good year this year.
Now I asked Heath this about in the first segment, so I want to get to your thoughts. Did you hear about the $1 ticket sale in Houston?
What happened with that? I didn't hear about that.
Houston you can get a Houston football game for $1
football?
online. Yes.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, I wondered if you saw if there's a worry or concern that when they lower prices that everybody's going to have to do that.
I don't think so. I think, each school has its own different philosophy when it comes to ticket sales, right? And their own reasoning for doing so. I think, they probably have a backstory around that as to why they're doing it, whether it's a promotion or they're struggling to get people in. I think the first few games here, we've had great crowds in the whole, and I think going forward, we have a bye week this week to get healthy and to recoup before, our next couple of games. We have a big game, our next game against UIW. Yeah. So I think we're doing just fine with our prices at the moment. Prices are still cheap for a Division I football game. I mean, $20 to come see a football team play, it's ridiculous in my opinion. So I think we're good right now. We'll see how that Houston does. We'll check in on them and see how many people come.
When we come back with Coach's final thoughts on Polk Nation.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Correct, done. Personal injury, done. Workers' comp, done. Truck wrecks, done. Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Lakeside Bank, we specialize in stress-free banking services. Now you can stress less with our Great Escape Spa giveaway. One winner a month can unwind with a relaxing spa package from Scarborough's Salon and Day Spa. Then, in December, we'll give away a luxurious relaxation trip for two to Miraval Resort in Arizona. Now that's stress-free. Register today at any Lakeside banking location. Stress less at Lakeside Bank.
From the campus of McNeese, you're watching CBS Lake Charles. Never gonna happen.
We're back. Coach, obviously the big thing talking with Logan was the baseball game.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
To get LSU here is a huge thing for you guys. But what is, I mean, obviously not many people talk about fall baseball.
Right.
But it does give you an opportunity to sell your baseball program and let people see it. What does that kind of mean, just to have them on campus?
I think it's awesome. I mean, look, we're hosting the national champs. I mean, I think it's a huge deal. Anytime LSU comes here, it's for any sport, it's a big deal. But to have the baseball team that is the national champs to come and play a baseball game here, it's a huge deal for us. And more importantly, it's a big opportunity. It's like I was telling Logan and
Are you actually going to get to go to the baseball game?
For sure, yeah. I just think that, it's like I told Logan and them, I said, this is an opportunity for us to open our, like you alluded to in the first segment, is open up our venue to let people see, number one, how far we've come, and just to be able to host somebody like that, and to get, we've had 2,000 people sign up to get tickets already. It's an amazing deal.
No, that's an amazing thing, and that's a good thing for you guys. All right, I wanted to ask you this about the NCAA.
Okay.
Not my favorite subject, obviously. Right. But last week, they put in two kind of sets of rules. One, to kind of close the transfer portal window, which I think is a good thing.
Agreed.
And two, to raise the stakes to go to FBS, which I don't think is a good thing. What's your take on both those? First of all, the transfer portal for a school of FCS, where you're worried about being kind of a feeder to the big schools eventually. What does it mean to have a smaller window, and what else would you like to see take place?
I actually am a proponent for both rules. I mean, I think that closing the window, I think the ability to transfer and kids having the opportunity to leave and do, I think that the toothpaste is already out of the tube. So I do like the shorter window, and I actually like the money that you have to be able to go to FBS. I mean, I'll tell people right now, I mean, we've already, Dr. Roos and I have already raised the $5 million. I mean, I have that committed today if we ever get the call. So none of that stops us. I think it makes people who are really serious continue to pursue it. The ones who aren't and can't, then they don't. But that money, we've already got that committed.
So that wouldn't be a factor to you.
100%, zero factor.
All right, well, we talked about a little bit about big schools. Gonzaga kind of changing if they go to the Big 12, like rumored.
Yeah.
Could change the landscape of both the WAC, the West Coast Conference, could have a real trickle-down effect to this level. Are you waiting to see when the big schools and those moves really affect this level? Is it coming? It's got to be coming.
I think so. I mean, I think that, the Pac-12 dissolving, I think kind of stopped a lot of the movement, because I think that, there was
Pac-2 now.
I think that, so that kind of stopped all the momentum of change that was talked about. But, the Gonzaga move, it'd be interesting what will happen with the WCC. They're probably going to go after Grand Canyon and Cal Baptist, which now what does the WAC do? What happens to the WAC? There's been rumors I've heard the WAC, there's a huge divide between the WAC football playing institutions and the WAC basketball only.
Well, that was always going to happen,
for sure. I mean, so what's going to happen? What happens to the Southern Utahs and the Utah Techs out there that are still playing FCS football? What happens? I don't know. What happens to Abilene Christian and Stephen F. Austin? What happens to those institutions? That I don't know.
Would you welcome them into the?
I would, absolutely, I would, for sure.
I mean, Southland?
It makes our league stronger and better, absolutely.
It would make the most sense.
It would, absolutely. I think that what happens to Rio Grande Valley. That's another institution that they're starting football.
Yeah, they haven't even started football yet.
They're in our blueprint. What happens with them? And so there's a lot of moving parts that it's a very interesting time in college athletics and
not just on the big level.
No,
there's a lot of these things going on the other level.
And that's why the decisions that we make as an institution, decisions that we've made as an athletic department, is to position ourselves to set up a structure to have success into the future. We have to evolve and we have to continue to think, where are we going to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and do we have the structure in place now to allow us to have success then? You can't have a same structure that allowed success in the 90s and early 2000s and think you're going to do the same thing in 2023 to 2030 and be successful.
And you got to be able to go. You got to be able to go you got to be able to shift your pattern whichever way it goes.
Absolutely. And you have to be consolidated in your efforts, consolidated in your message, consolidated in your fundraising to be able to do that. Look, leadership's not easy. It's hard, but you have to look at it not immediate, but what are we doing 3, 5, for 10 years from now to have success? And we have to have the structure in place and the fundraising in place to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, you're at least on your way. Now you
We
got to
are.
go win some football games.
100%.
We'll see you next week on Poke Nation. And don't forget to watch Sound Off 60 on Tuesday and Thursday nights.